Hello everyone. So today we are going to be learning about isotopes. So in your Edmodo, you are going to scroll to the post that says 924 isotope. So we have the link for the reading, we have the practice questions, and we have my email that you send them to. So a little background about the isotope. So the common assumption was that all atoms of the same element are identical. But this man known as Frederick Soddy, studying radioactive materials, was able to discover that that was not correct. So he did some work with these radioactive materials. So radioactive materials are spontaneously decaying. They're giving off particles and they're forming new elements. So his work showed that some substances that had different radioactive properties and different atomic masses were in fact the same element. So he called these elements with different masses isotopes. So it comes from the Greek roots isos, which means equal, and topos, which means place, so equal place. So he described these isotopes as their atoms have identical outsides but different insides. And he won the Nobel Prize in chemistry in 1921 for his work. So what isotopes are then is they are atoms that have a different mass. So they have a different number of neutrons. Because remember, every atom of the same element is going to have the same number of protons. So for example, every carbon atom is going to have 6 protons because that is its atomic number. Okay, every carbon atom is also going to have 6 electrons because remember, a neutral atom, is going to have an equal number of protons and electrons. But when you get into isotopes, you have a different number of neutrons. Okay, neutrons don't affect the charge, but they're going to affect the mass. So, an example of isotopes, carbon can exist as 3 common isotopes, 3 common stable isotopes. So we have carbon 12, carbon 13, and carbon 14. Notice in the notation they all have 6 protons, but they have different masses, which means they have a different number of neutrons. So carbon 12 is going to have 6 neutrons, carbon 13 has 7, carbon 14 has 8. Okay, so what they call these different isotopes, they say they're different nuclides. So a carbon atom is one of 3 different nuclides or isotopes, carbon 12, 13, or 14. So most elements are going to be a mixture of isotopes, and carbon is going to have 3 naturally occurring isotopes. Some heavier elements can have more than 3 isotopes. So tin has 10 stable isotopes, and that is the highest number of stable isotopes of any element. So the presence of isotopes is going to affect the mass of an atom, but not its reactivity, not its chemical properties. It's going to have the same chemical properties. Okay, because chemical properties are going to be governed by the number of protons and electrons. So carbon 13 is going to behave the same way as carbon 12. So make sure you finish your questions and turn them in to me.